What is up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna check out a free game that I've been playing for the last couple of days, and I'm gonna say right at the start, I honestly love this game and it's probably the most fun I've had in a long time in a free-to-play multiplayer game. Alright, this game is called Shatterline and it's an upcoming free-to-play fast-paced first-person shooter filled with various type of PvP and also co-op game modes. I honestly had no clue about this game until a couple of you guys commented in my last video and suggest me to check this game out. So as always, thanks for the suggestions guys, so let's get right into the video. Alright, as I said before, Shatterline is an upcoming free-to-play game that is going to be released in the early next year. But currently the devs are hosting the weekly playtest through their Steam page, which you can join by request access. And there is also currently a playtest going on right now till 3rd of September, so you can actually join it right now, which is really cool. And they also recently announced that they are going to be releasing this game as the early access title on 8th of September, which I think is really cool and it's something necessary for the development of this game. And it will also get more popularity and more player base at the same time, which I think is really important. Alright, let's talk a little bit more about the game. Alright, when you launch the game for the first time, the game will introduce you to an introduction or like a tutorial page that help you to understand the background story of Shatterline. It will take like 5 minutes to complete, and after that you will access to the main menu. There are currently 3 main game modes in this game, which are Expedition, Versus and also Events. Before I'm going to talk about these game modes in details, I want to talk a little bit more about the operatives of this game, which I think is really cool. Currently there are 8 main operatives in this game that have the access to unique set of abilities and certain class of weapons. These operatives and abilities are, I think, pretty common to what we find in other hero shooter games. For an example, there are abilities like reviving and healing your teammates. Some operatives have access to higher movement speed, and also some of the classes like recon and snipers can climb into higher places of the map and use it as a sniper vantage point, which I think is pretty unique and well thought out. All these abilities does sound like pretty generic, but I honestly don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. And also every operative has the access to an extremely powerful ultimate ability which will charge during the game and also do a devastating damage to your opponents. You can definitely get creative with it and it's really fun to use in game. Alright guys, let's talk a little bit more about the game modes in details. Alright, first we have Expedition, which is a co-op mode that lets you team up with 2 other players and jump into an impact zone, which is actually a large open world map. And there you have to complete a series of randomly generated objectives, and the difficulty will increase with each objective completed. So along the way you will fight various type of alien hordes, different type of boss fights, so it's actually really fun game mode to play, especially with bunch of your friends on board. And then we have Versus, which is the PvP aspect of the game, and it consists with 4 main game modes. So we have regular team deathmatch and free-for-all deathmatch, and also the conquest where you have to capture certain checkpoints of the map and earn more points and win the game. And then we also have Escort, which I think is my favorite from this list. There you have to escort a cargo through certain series of checkpoints and the other team have to defend, which is similar to the one we had in Call of Duty Warzone, and it's definitely the most fun game mode in this game. Next up we also have Task, which is more like the missions that you have to complete when you're playing the game, like daily missions, weekly missions that ultimately grant you some in-game XP and some in-game drops as well as some blueprints to crafts, which I think is really cool. And then we also have operatives, which I previously mentioned, and also you can customize each of these operatives to a liking, so you can customize their primary weapon, secondary weapon, different weapon loadouts as well as some cosmetics. And also there is a simple shooting range where you can try out different type of abilities of operatives and also their weapons and gadgets, which I think is missing from most free-to-play games. Alright, now let's talk about the armory and the weapons. Weapons are pretty solid in this game. There are currently 25 main weapons in this game that are categorized into 5 main tiers. So as a beginner you have access to the tier 1 weapons, then you can play the game, earn XP and unlock other tiers and more powerful weapons. And you can also customize each of these weapons in details like their attachments like scopes, different type of magazines and also skins and stickers, those kind of cosmetics which you will unlock by just playing the game and earning drops and also unlocking through the battle pass. Talking about the battle pass, there's actually a battle pass in this game which I think is still on beta stage, so you don't have to buy it but just play the game and earn XP and unlock these rewards. But I have to mention that all the progression that you have made through this playtest and the beta stage could erase once the game fully releases into the Steam, which I think is understandable, so keep that in mind as well. Alright guys, let's talk about the things that I absolutely love about this game. First, the gunplay. I think they nailed the gunplay of this game. The gun feels really satisfying to shoot. You can compare this game with more other AAA games like Battlefield and Call of Duty. Yes, it does feel like a more generic arcade shooter, which I think is not necessarily a bad thing, and at the same time it's really fun to play. And also the movement, I have to mention the movements in this game are really fast paced, and the crouching, especially sliding, is very OP, and you can jump around the corners, slide around, move around really fast, and it's definitely the best way to play this game. But I still see many people camping around the corners and playing really slow, and that's definitely not the way to play this game. It has extremely fast paced movements and you have to use these movements to your advantage. Overall graphics of this game I think is pretty average and nothing fancy, which I don't see as a bad thing. It's definitely not a bad looking game, that's for sure, but the graphics are pretty average compared with the other AAA games on 2022. One thing I really impressed about is the animation, especially the weapon reload animation looks really sick in my opinion, just like in AAA Call of Duty games. I mean, as a small development team, I think they have done a really solid job covering all the bases of this game. That is something lacking from most of the other free-to-play games as well as even in AAA games, so I think they have done a really good job. And also another cool feature of this game is that even in beta stage, the game has servers all around the world, which is a very rare thing to see. And they also even have Asian servers, which I'm so glad that they had, otherwise I have to play European servers, because most of the free-to-play games that I'm covering in this channel doesn't have Asian servers. So I'm so glad that they did that. So overall, I'm really happy with this game and it's in a really solid position, and I highly recommend you guys to try out this game during this playtime and even after it releases as early access type. And during my playtime, there are few crashes and bugs here and there, like texture bugs, which is going to be fixed ultimately. And also I would like to see more game modes like Conquest in a more large scale maps, and some game modes like Search and Destroy, which I think add more competitiveness to the game. So that's pretty much it for this video guys. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I highly recommend you guys to try this game out right now. The download size is around 17 GB, which is not much in my opinion, and also the system requirements are quite decent, but you need to have a dedicated graphics card to play this game. Overall, I think it's a really solid free-to-play first-person shooter, and I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on this game in the future. And also, if you have already played this game during this playtime, please share your thoughts down in the comment section. And also, if you enjoyed this video, as always, make sure to drop a like and also hit that subscribe button. So I catch you guys in my next video. Stay safe.